Tell them run it off.
What is going on? What is going on, everybody in the house? What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it off. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it off. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it off. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it off.
What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Wake up. For me to wake up, not for you to wake up, because I'm the one that is tired. This is DJ Tech Thursday. Along with anything else we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about DJ Tech, DJ Business. I don't know, DJ Gig Logs, maybe. But a little bit of everything we're going to talk about today. So hopefully you guys have all of your fantastic, and I mean fantastic questions that just keep me on my toes the entire time. Hopefully you guys have those, and we can go from there. I feel like there's something unnecessarily in my teeth. I need to turn on my overhead if we do discuss things that are pertinent. I don't remember how to turn this guy on. Did that work? Hold on one moment. Okay, there we go. Looks like my overhead is working now. Let's make sure. Yep. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I am. It's my son's birthday. So today we're gonna, well, I don't know, he's 17. We're not there anymore. It's not like he's, 6. Hey, let's go to the water park. Let's go to this. He's like 17 and just doesn't care anymore. That's just, he cares, but you guys know what I'm saying. Anybody with teenage children understands the drama that is teenage children, and it doesn't go away. I have 3 kids. Does he DJ? Yes, he does. DJ Lab came in to the streaming part of what I do here late, because all through the pandemic we would do father-son mix days on Twitch, and basically I'd set up 2 pieces of tech. Normally, I mean, depending on what gear I had here, and I would normally use my turntables, which typically reside here, and then I would set him up with 1000 or Rain 1, or even at that point I think I had the 12s, so I set him up with some 12s in the Rain 70, and yeah, he's been DJing. Really got into it during the pandemic. Obviously, anybody, I'm better. Stop. Anybody, if he wants to take it from me, he's gonna have to take it from my cold dead hands. That's the only way. I am not giving up that title in my home without a fight, without a major fight. Yeah, it's the ego in me. Yeah. So what? It's like when you're playing basketball with your kids or whatever you're normally doing, and then they get better, bigger, better, and stronger. You know how you feel when that happens? Yeah, not letting this happen. Not letting it happen. Um, but yeah, so we used to DJ all through the pandemic, and then he's got a gear set up in his room. What does he have in his room right now? He has a Rain One in his room right now. I gave him my SX2. That's how he started, and then we moved over to. He was using the RX3 for a while, and now the Rain One because he likes the turntable feel, and he's not using my Rev 7 unless he's working. So during the whole pandemic, he was doing that. Now he is a pseudo apprentice in regards to my company. He's been shadowing me pretty much every party. The last couple of parties he's done pretty much on his own. I haven't had to step in too much. So he's getting better and better. And at a certain point, hopefully within this season, he'll be able to do events by himself. Hopefully. Because I'm tired of paying for him. He needs more money. He needs more money to make do his financial responsibilities. So yeah. But it's not just about his birthday today, although it could be. It definitely could be. We're going to talk about all things gear related. It is definitely hot in California. It is 10 o'clock for me here, 10 a.m., and it is 85 degrees already. There's going to be a high of looks like 95, give or take. So not the hottest day, but pretty damn hot. Pretty damn hot. Thank God for air conditioning. Let's do a room check, see who's in the room. We got Aaron the DJ, Matt Ames. That's one of my followers, my subscribers, my members. I got to think of a name for my members. I got to think of a name for them. I don't have one right now. This is going to be, somebody made a joke last week. And they had said, oh, I think it was Matt Ames might have said that, that the season was ending. So the next season will start in August. He's kind of right, because there's been things that I need to do in general, over the next couple of weeks to get it all the way through DJ Tech Thursday, and then also the podcast / interview session, which I don't think I'm going to do every week. I'm not sure about that, but I don't think I'm going to do it every week. I will do the live interviews on Twitch, but besides that, I think in order to save some sanity for myself, the interviews might be twice a month, not every week. Why, do you say? Because it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work to do these things every week and then factor in everything else that's going on. It's just a lot of work. A lot. But I do have big plans for the channel. Bigger plans. More wide open plans. In case you guys didn't realize, I'd like to think of myself as a DJ, YouTuber, influencer, what have you. But I don't just do tech reviews. Obviously, with this show, there is tech related, but I don't just do tech reviews. I'm going to start doing more exposés, more long form stuff. Already have my topics, at least for the first 5 already set out. But these are ones that will be, it'll probably take me 2 weeks, 3 weeks to do a video. At least the way I'm thinking about it in my mind. So it'll probably be one larger expose, maybe every twice a month too. So I definitely want to keep pushing that, but I also, there's going to be gear reviews. I got gear reviews coming out in the next couple of days. So, Expo's right around the corner. So, people, they got stuff they want to talk about. They got stuff they want to show. It's the Expo. I will be at the Expo. So if you're going to be there, put it in the chat if you're going to be at the Expo. Put it in the chat. But back to my members, which I got into and completely sidebarred. We got Mo Berry in the house. We have Lance Jackson in the house. Philip Tan. What's going on? That's my guy right there. The DJ Plug in the building. What is going on, fam? Good to see you. I recently got to meet DJ Plug, Desmond. I had briefly talked to him on a couple of points. You know, we ran into each other in a couple of conventions and things. But yeah, first time that we actually got to sit down and just shoot the shit. I went to one of his stores, checked out the spot, then we went and had dinner. It was a good day. It was a very, very good day. I like meeting people. I really do. You know what I'm like? I'm like Sour Patch Kids. Because as I was just saying that, the evil thoughts that were in my brain about things that I could say, not about DJ Plug. I'm talking about in general meeting people. There's always like a shadow over me when I say, I really love meeting people. Because then there's like except I like when limited amounts of people. Limited amounts of people that I can deal with. I have definitely a Street Fighter fight status bar. And every time I talk to people, my status bar goes down a little bit, and then a little bit, and then a little bit, and then it's off, and it's like KO. Then I go back up to my room and recharge again. I can only deal with so much at one time, you know. And everybody's different. Everybody's different. I think I've said this before. I have a time limit in my physical body that I can't control. Like, hey, how you doing? I'm great, man. What's going on? Everything's cool, man. Hey, what are you out here to see? Oh, you're here checking out this? Very, very cool. Yeah, I'm out here. No, my name is actually Cleveland. I'm not from Cleveland. Yeah, I'm going to do a couple of panels. I'm doing that. Cool. Oh, really? How long you been in business? Oh, nice. So you're here to buy some stuff? Oh, you're going to buy that? Oh, that's amazing. That's great stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. What'd you say? Oh, hey, I gotta go. Somebody's calling me. Hey, good to see you. Hopefully I'll see you a little later. Peace. Was that out loud? Now, I'm not saying that all conversations are like that. But I'm not saying that all conversations are like that. This is awkward. So, it is a thing. But then I also get the other side where people legitimately, because they watch my videos or they watch me here, they see my Instagram channel, and you know I'm making jokes and all these things. Some people feel like they really, really know me. So then when they do come up to me, there's like this feeling that it's one-sided, because they're all talking to me like I know. Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know you. Let's start from the beginning. You know. So all I'm saying is that just recognize the timing. There's a reason why I typically don't walk around alone. And trust me, I'm not the only one. This is an influencer thing, because we are introvert extroverts. We're introverts with a dash of extrovert. You know, so when I'm walking around with Kova or Mojax or even like who's also a lot like me. Oh, DJ Bar is like me, you know, where, you know, he seems like he's totally out there and hey, what's going on? Bam, 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 all this stuff and everything. And then you hang with him, and he's, you know, he's an introvert. You know, but it's not something that we give off because we understand what is required in order to, you know, match expectations, I guess is the thing. But I'm trying to think of any influencer that I personally know that isn't like that. And I can't think of one. I can't think of one DJ. I'm also trying to think of any, yeah, I was just about to say, for the most part, I don't even know any like asshole influencers. I don't. I mean, there are people. There are people that. There are people that have asshole tendencies, but they're not bad people. You know, some people just come off a certain way and they have no idea. Like it's not in their DNA. They don't know that they're being the way they are, but they are. And once you get past that one part, you're like, oh, you're not such a bad guy. You just come off like this. I know like two people. Because I have personal friends of mine that are like, oh, that guy, oh, I hate that guy. Like, no, he's actually not that bad. No, I hate that guy. The way he talks to you, the way he blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, he's not really like that. You know, it's the way he comes off. So it's very interesting to do what we do. It's very, very interesting. Yeah, I have not met one person that I haven't said, hey, we could be friends, you know, and I'm extremely friendly with. I haven't met one person. Now, the argument could be I haven't met one person because that person hates me, so I haven't had the opportunity to meet that one person. You know, it's very interesting to me how, as long as you stick to what you do, and this is not just DJ related, this is just you related and anything you're trying to do, as long as you stick to what you do, we'll get to that in a minute, Alexis. As long as you stick to what you do and you stick to whom you are, I find that most people that come off a certain way, I come off a certain way. I know this. Most people that come off a certain way either get so offended that you don't like them, their personality, that they're worse, or they get so concerned that you don't like their personality and they change it up to kind of fulfill your needs. So now they're not even the same people that they were in the first place. And then there's people like me who have stuck to their guns, because when I first started, most people, not most people, but a considerable amount of people didn't know how to take my honesty and my sarcasm, you know, my dark humor. No, they didn't know how to take it. So I got a lot of, oh, you're talking down to us. Oh, why are you so condescending? You know, this and that, you know, and so obviously I could have just changed everything and become the standard influencer guy, but I went a different way. I needed it to be a voice that I could carry on throughout the years. And I needed it to be something where what you saw on screen is exactly what you see in real life, because that's the only way to connect to an audience. The absolute only way to connect. Being real is where you develop your fan base, because you want people that accept you for you. So when I see people, they're like, "Oh yeah, he's an asshole. He's this or that." I always give them the benefit of the doubt, because I take from everybody. I take anytime, even when people complain about something that I do or whatever. Video's too long. My favorite. You talk too much. Talk too much. Those are my favorite ones. Even when I see those, I always take a step back. Always. I see your comment because, people will tell you, ignore the comments, ignore this, don't read them. And for the most part, I don't. But if I do see some, or if I see it, I just let it, I just roll right by it, just scroll through. But if I do see it and there's some validity in what somebody's saying, no matter how much of an asshole they're saying it, because most people don't say things nicely. They're just like, the anonymous internet, bro, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, wow, that hurts. There's no reason to say that. You use your big boy words. You don't have to come at me like this. I did not smack your sister. I just said that I prefer the Rev 7 over the Rain 1. This isn't the end of the world. It isn't the end of the world. So I always take it though. And I say, well, is there any validity in what this person is saying? No, I let it go. And if there is some, okay. Maybe I did talk too much in this video. Let me go back. You know what? I could have cut this fluff out and cut this fluff out. None of this needed to be there. Okay. It is a little longer than should be. But what you don't want to do, and this is for anybody, you don't want to edit your videos or change your style so much that it removes, check, there's sound, that it removes the story, because sometimes you can cut something up so bad. It's like a movie that, say the movie was supposed to be 2 hours and 20 minutes. And then they're edit it down. It needs to be 1 hour and 45. You'd have to take 30 minutes out. Well, now your whole story might be completely out of whack now. Now people can't follow whatever you're trying to show them. So there's got to be a point where you have to say, no, I'm incredibly critical of myself. And, I'm constructively critical. And as far as my magic powers are concerned, one of my magic powers is the fact, welcome Docs Blocks. One of my magic powers is that I can be constructively critical of myself. I don't go into this world acting like everything I do is perfect. It's not even close to being perfect. Not even close. But I can do enough. I can do enough masking of my weaknesses and all the other things and, really highlighting whatever I'm good at. I can do enough of that to stay above water. But anything, my DJing, I DJ. Some days I have amazing days. Some days I have crappy days. It's life. Some days I will rock a club, walk off yeah, killed that. Then I go back and I play my recordings and all the imperfections are all over it. Now, are they imperfections that somebody else is going to hear at the club? No, I hear them, but somebody else may not. So what I'm saying here is, if you're able to be critical of yourself and not just critical and excuse based. I know a lot of people out there, a lot of artists, a lot of DJs that always have an excuse for why something happened the way that it did, or some justification for why they do it this way, even though it's not necessarily the right way. They do it this way. Oh, I have my own style. Okay, there is a difference between having your own style and just flat out DJing wrong. Now, I'm never going to tell anybody that there is a way to DJ. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you can't reinvent the wheel. DJing is musical art, and it is emotionally based. That's DJing, legitimately emotionally based. Everything you're doing is to either create, set up an emotional base, take somebody on an emotional journey. And the right way to do any DJing is to make sure that the people that are there are having a good time and the flow is there and it feels smooth. And yes, I'm not talking about, having every song be exactly the same key and the same beats. I'm not saying that. That's not smooth to me. I'm talking about just the way you get in and out of genres and change ups and transitions. Like all these things should be smooth. If you guys did not see my Instagram post, which I'm on Instagram every day. I post stuff usually twice a week or whatever. And, the last one was another transition thing where somebody literally just train wrecked into another track. This girl was filming herself. She was singing a song. She was singing along with the song. And, she was about to get to her favorite part of it. And she wasn't like recording herself for minutes. This was like, 10 seconds, singing her part. She's literally singing the part and the guy is train wrecking into another track. So you could see it all over her face. You could see it all over her face. Like, oh my God, why did he do that? So I'm a big fan of, changing it up. Okay. Total big fan of that, but there are certain faux pas you can't do. One of them is obviously, not knowing your music well enough to know that if a sing-along part is coming and people are going to sing along to that part, you don't transition out before that part. You never do that. I don't care. Just because people sing along to it, or just because they like it and you've heard it 47,000 times doesn't give you the right to change it up. So make sure that whatever part you play in a song is the part they want to hear. And then you can transition out. Me, no whole songs, absolutely no whole songs, play, get in and get out and move on, but if you're going to be, I hate the term speed mixing, by the way, absolutely hate the term, or quick mixing. It's not quick mixing, it's mixing. It's not when you have to give it a title that means that you think it's not. Anyway, when you go into a song, the intention should be, I'm playing the stuff that they want to hear. If they don't want to hear something, get the hell out of the song. But transition in a way that flows. People were saying, echo out, do all this. You don't even need to do all that. If people are singing, drop the record out. Let them sing a cappella real quick. Scratch in a new track. It doesn't matter what the speed of the track is. That's what that thing is. There's a lot of different ways to do it, because I wouldn't personally just echo out of a thing going into a huge transitional change without some sort of subliminal, hits, because I think if you just echo out on something that's, I think the beat that was playing was probably around 103, and then they dropped down to like 65, 70. Like, I don't think you can echo out and then go into something so hard. Anyway, I wouldn't have put those two songs together, but that's just me. It is what it is. Okay. I do want to mention that looks like we have a new member in the house. The Ellis Period is a new member. He got gifted, I believe, Ernesto gifted that membership to the Ellis. So make sure you thank Ernesto for taking care of you today. Also, that is one of the things that I'm going to be pushing more of. I love this show. Love Tech Thursday. Really do. But It's a lot of time, you know? So I would love for some future things that I'm going up with are going to be member based only. Not shutting everybody out, but there are going to be some member based or pre-release videos that only the members see. So support the channel, support me by becoming a member. You can hit the little join button or the member button, depending on what you're using. It's all right there. Support the channel. It's like buying me a cup of coffee every single month. And, you know, I like to think that I give enough content and whatever your needs may be, whether it be content related, whether it be just having a good time podcast. I don't think of it as a podcast, but I know that technically it is a podcast. Because I know a lot of people will watch the show afterwards on their way home or whatnot. So I appreciate everybody for hanging out. Always do. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It tells me that what I'm doing is right and people actually, you know, are interested. And that's the only reason why I do things, to help people. That's it. That's it. Now, when I say help people, I do mean help people on my terms. Because there's a lot of people out there that want me to help them, but it's on their terms. So I get things like, hey, from my IG, hey, can you give me a call? I got some questions. No, I can't. I'm not calling you. Or the worst is when I will get a Instagram phone call. Are you serious? You really think I'm answering random person's Instagram phone call? This is where I feel like accessibility has created a very strange DJ entitlement. Because, like, how do you even think? And I would even let it go. Doesn't mean I'm going to call you, but I would even let it go if, no, I still wouldn't. Yeah. Give me a call. Give me a call. I want to talk to you about something. You can't write it down? Give me a call. I'm having some problems with my controller. I'm not tech support. Give me a call. No. I can't. I'm sure I've told you guys the story, but there was one guy who apparently was DMing me, and I didn't see his DM because my DMs go, if I'm not following you, if your initial DMs will fall into a little sidebar, you know, that doesn't show itself unless I specifically go to it. So there was one person that was like, hey, give me a call. I'm having some problems. I need to work through some stuff. And I'm like, I was trying to be nice. I'm like, well, what's the stuff? I need to talk to you. It's not something I can really describe. And so I always tell people the same thing. Leave it in a voice message. Leave it in a voice message if it's easier for you to talk that way. And then I can hear your problem. And then I can try to help. You know, but I'm not going to be that. I think I called back one person. But anyway, this one guy was following me. Then he said, you know, give me a call back. And we kind of went through this thing. And something happened where I think that I didn't respond to him fast enough. And he kind of snapped on me and was like, oh, I see it. I see you're not one of those guys that can help me. Blah, 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 blah. I guess I'm going to unfollow you, yada, yada, yada. And it was actually a very established DJ that did it. Very established DJ that just expected me to call them back. Me to be on my, you know. Anyway, I don't care what your numbers are. I don't care who you are. There is a way to ask for help. And it's definitely not entitled. I got people that have my personal number, you know. Skills is like the perfect example. Hey man, what do you think about this controller? Is this good? I'm thinking about doing something like this, thinking about doing something like that. I'm like, yeah, dope, whatever. And you know, and I reply to him. But it's give and take. Okay, enough of that. let's scroll up and see if we have some tech questions, because we don't want to just sit here and, you know, be those people who just rant and rave. What am I? DJ Lab? I kid. I like DJ Lab. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. His show is morphing into something, you know, of substance too. You know, when I get a chance to watch him, I always have a good time watching him. Always. So make sure you guys are checking out the DJ Labs streams. Good guy. Good guy. Joseph Padilla, welcome. Welcome to the team. Appreciate you for being a member. Thank you so much. I'm trying to get to a point, I think I've said it before, where my memberships can allow me to do other things. You know, they can allow me to do more content for that. So I'm trying to get to a point where I'm not relying on, you know, specific styles of videos to push the numbers up, because I know those videos are going to happen. It is what it is. But like, I'd rather have, you know, a good membership. Okay. Matt Ames says, it's like a church member who expects their pastor to be on call and available to come to dinner. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I that's the funny thing, because I don't believe I've ever given off that vibe. Before I started DJ Tech Thursday, before I even started it, people were doing that. I don't believe I've ever given off that vibe. I'm all for helping you to a point. At a certain point, you have to help yourself. And don't ever message me with something that could have been Googled. I don't even answer those. Call me rude, but I don't even answer those. If you ask me a question that is either in the video, and I'm not talking about like 10 minutes in the video, I'm talking about like the first 2 minutes. If you ask me a question that has to do with something that I talked about in the first 2 minutes, it's probably not getting answered. Maybe because I'm annoyed with you. And if I just spent maybe 4 to 6 hours creating and perfecting and editing down this video, and you can't even give me 2 minutes of focus, you're not getting responded to. You're not, you know. But besides that, you know, if you have legitimate questions, sometimes I know either maybe the way I said something might confuse somebody, or maybe I missed one thing, or maybe I purposefully didn't say something about a product. And then somebody asks, yeah, I always answer those. But I don't prefer to answer stupid questions, because I'm a grown ass man and you're a grown ass person. I don't just have my own internet. We all have the same internet. We all have the same ability to research things and to find answers. It's all there. I already had that person in my life. I married her. She's horrible at tech. Horrible. And to the point where she's just like, I don't care. Like, what? Let me show you how to do it. No, let me show you how to do it. Fine, show me. And this is her the whole time. Are you going to look at me? Let me just show you how to do it, and then you won't have to ask me. No, that's why you're here. That's why you're here. Oh, spouses. Because it's not even just like a woman thing. It could be a man. It could be a gay person. It could be anybody. We're all human beings. We all do the same dumb stuff. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I have gay friends, and I watch them. I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. I thought I'm supposed to get away from this if I'm gay. 2 dudes, you're supposed to know what each do. That should be the most perfect relationship ever. Like, I'm just hanging out with my best friend, playing video games and watching action flicks, and why can't it be like that? Oh, anyway. where's everybody going? Oh man. I know that DJs in general, just, a lot of nerds, but the bigger DJs, there's a lot more machismo to it. But it's interesting to me. It's very interesting. We start looking at the demographics of who DJs, how they DJ, why they DJ, and then you look at other things like, I've done gigs for DJ City where they've had their meetups, and we provide the AV for a lot of their meetups. Well, we used to anyway, before they turned into Beat Source when they were DJ City. So we would do like the ladies meetups and the Latin meetup and then the everybody meetup. No black meetup. Not once did I see one black meetup. I saw everybody meetup, Latin meetup, women's meetup. Interesting. I have to talk to Styles about that. Anyway, but what I noticed, at least they're a lot more open. A lot of DJs, a lot of female DJs are lesbians. And I always thought that was weird. It's not weird that they're lesbians, but why are there, why is the ratio so high? It's just an interesting thing. Senior Citizen DJ Meetup. We definitely need that, DJ Farns. Definitely need that. I did not go see Barbie, Alexis. I saw Oppenheimer. I saw Mission Impossible. This was all last week when we came back from Florida. My wife went with my daughter and they went and saw Barbie while my son and I went to see Oppenheimer. I'm very happy with that choice. And then my son yesterday night, I believe he went on a date. He was like, I went out with a friend. I'm like, oh, cool. So, who's your friend? Oh, her name is blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. Anybody else go? No, just her and I. Huh. And it wasn't a date? No, it wasn't a date. Huh. Did you ask her or did she ask you? She asked me. Just you two. It was a date. And then my wife goes, damn, son, you got no game. And she's right. He definitely did not learn his game from me. I can tell you that right now. 17. I was a dangerous animal, boy. Ugh. Different time now. Which I think, that's a whole nother podcast. Okay. Let's take a look at these. DJ Willie D says, VDJ is still better than Craporado. Meet me in the mosh pit to fight. Well, I have a feeling that if we put Serato people and VDJ people in the same circle, and then we asked them to mosh, I have a feeling that the Serato people are going to mosh the hell out of virtual DJ people. There's a lot of brainiacs using VDJ. I'm not concerned. Oh, man. Okay, let's see here. You're right, Ernesto. You're right. Record Box, definitely. Although they do have War and Peace. That's a big dude. That's a big black dude. So who knows? They're a lot like that. But I'm thinking of all the Record Box people that I know use Record Box like as their go-to. The circle would probably be pretty empty. No, Record Box. Hey, I use it sometimes. Warren Peace loves it. I don't know too many people that use Rekordbox though, like as their only daily driver. I really don't. All right. Let's see here. Excuse me from tech demo way. Have you tried turning Max X SPL? That is exactly what she says. Exactly. All right, let's see here. I'm going up, trying to see some tech related questions. Expecting a call back because you asked for one goes back to how some people handle BTB relations or what their expectations. Yeah, well, that's the way it is for even for my business. You know, I said this. We use a scheduler meeting called Calendly. So when people call in, our voice message specifically states either, you know, send an email, send a text message, or but first request a brochure. Request a brochure before you do anything. I don't want to talk to you if you don't know what my prices are. That's just dumb. It's a waste of my time and your time. So request a brochure. And if they do that, everything flows after that, you know, and then it'll say, hey, we don't answer the phone. We're on the phone all day. So if you need to get a hold of us, please go here and then, you know, schedule a call. If you leave a message, it's probably not going to be returned in a timely fashion. Like, we're very, very transparent about it and open. And still people, that old school mentality, it's like, well, I called you. Did you listen to the voicemail? Yeah, but I called you. But did you listen to the voicemail? Yeah, but I just had a quick question. That's not the point. It doesn't matter how quick. If you just had a quick question, you could have emailed us. You could have texted us. Like, it's all there. That's faster than you trying to call me 17 times hoping I get online. Anyway, that's a DJ consultant. Yes, which I'm actually considering doing. I might start doing DJ consulting. Now, I think my time is a little more balanced. So that might be something I do for a fee. For a fee. Not for free. This is free. The memberships are supporting the free. Because if I do consulting, it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be cheap. I give enough free content to people left and right all the time. So if you want a one-on-one, you're going to have to pay. And I mean that in the best possible way. You want to pay. You honestly want to pay. You want to be able to talk to somebody with more experience than you in a certain thing. You know, whether it be DJ business or whatever. Mostly DJ business is what I want to do. I don't want to do DJ tech. No, that's not me. Call Serato, call this, call that, and get it fixed. But if you want to talk to somebody with more knowledge to help you move along, you want to pay them because you want them to feel like their time is of value. It's worth something. You're going to get more out of that call from somebody you pay than somebody you don't. Because if it's just, oh, I need to have hour talking to you. Okay, well now I'm not getting anything out of this and you're just winning. So anyway, 5-Star Production says, did you check DJ Liftoff's controller reviews? Thoughts? I have not, because I don't really watch a lot of people's reviews. Because I don't know. I feel like it. I especially don't watch reviews when I haven't done something. Like I haven't done a review on whatever it is that they're talking about. And I don't really do a lot of review. I don't watch a lot of videos around the time that we release reviews. If I have a video that's also out, because the one thing that I would absolutely hate, the one thing is I would hate to be watching somebody's video and be like, damn, oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about this. I forgot about that. Like, I don't want to know about that. I don't want to know about all the things I forgot. I hope Hopefully I did not forget, but that's one of my biggest fears. So yeah, I don't really see everybody. Let's see here. Oh, okay. But I do. All right. I have watched. Hold on. Where's my. Let me bring up my thing here. Just need something quick. Mobile DJ. That's you. Do yourself a favor. Get yourself some battery powered stuff. Now, I'm not talking about getting big battery powered backup. What I'm really talking about here is get yourself some battery powered components. This weekend, rainy season in California, we are doing our party. Power goes out. Kids are sad. Kids are crying. They got to go home soon because there's no lighting in there. But we had brought some wireless battery powered uplights. Some Mackie Thumb Goes. My microphone could have been wired, but I had my X5 wireless XLRs. The Mackie Thumb Go with Bluetooth. I set my Serato to Bluetooth to the Mackie Thumb Go, and then I DJ'd right from there. DJing with Bluetooth is so tough. 30 minutes later, the lighting came back on. My equipment came back on. We were rocking like it never stopped. Get yourself some battery powered stuff. It can save your life. Okay. So yeah, I've seen Liftoff before. Yeah, I don't get an opportunity to watch too many of his videos. Yeah, but everybody's got their style. You know, it all works for him. I know somebody had mentioned up top, they had mentioned a person with the biggest ego is Low Stacks, DJ Low Stacks. What I will say about ego, and you see this pause, this is me formulating exactly what I want to say without trying to piss anybody off, because I know that things can be sound bitten, and then next thing you know, Low Stacks is like, "Hey man, I saw what you said about me. Why?" And I'm just like, that's not what I meant, you know. I don't get ego from him. Because I know a lot of people, you know, will say things, because I think that he is the victim of his own strange success. This is gonna come off weird. Because what it feels like, because I met him at a convention or whatever, so I do follow him, and you know, originally he was kind of posting just usually like DJ routines or something like that, and whether you like them or not is irrelevant. He was posting them. I can show you 15 other DJs that post the same quality or worse or better on Instagram. So I never really like question anybody. But he started to move into doing more like DJ business style stuff. And then at that point, it seemed to ruffle feathers. Now, the question to me is why it ruffles feathers. I think what people are angry about are the same people that don't like a person because they feel that they are better than said person. So now they no longer respect a person's advice, and then they can be harsh. And I know that I talked about this earlier. I know that kind of stuff, those kind of comments, that kind of reaction to what it is that you're doing, what it is that you consider to be valuable information to people, that can hurt your spirit. Okay. And then it can make you come off worse than you intended just because your spirits are getting hurt. There was a moment in time where this was recently, maybe, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks ago. There was a DJ that was literally bullying him. And so I saw one of his reels. He's like, hey, if you guys could do me a favor, can you, it is what it is. But basically the video said, hey, there's this guy that's been bullying me, talking mad trash about me. I just need everybody can you just go over there and give him some love? Let him, just show him that it's okay. And maybe he's just an angry person and, yada, 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 which I thought, okay, that could go either way, but fine. So as I was looking at the post and I was looking at the person that he had mentioned, I recognized the logo. So I started to, take a little screenshot, zoomed in. I know this person. And I clicked on the link. And sure enough, it was a guy that I once worked with in California. In California, this guy's being bullied across the country. And so when I saw that, I actually messaged him like, don't even worry about that guy, and he's just like, it clearly affected him. Now, I know this other DJ. I know the quality of this other DJ. So when I saw the amount of anger this other DJ had, and I knew and I know that he's not far off as far as skill sets are concerned. When I saw that, I was just like, okay, now, so this is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing. We're hating on different levels. Like you're decent. I'm decent-er. So now I'm going to talk trash to the decent one. Like he's so different than where I am. It's silly. It's silly. I think it's funny that the biggest DJs don't talk trash about any other DJs. They don't talk trash about people that are clearly worse than them and people that are, less than them. They're more supportive. It's always the DJs with decent skill sets. They've learned just enough to be dangerous. It's only those people that want to really talk down to people. It's weird. It's weird. We are the worst individuals. We are the worst. And I get it. Singular sports, make you very selfish. Like I understand that. And I feel like my seat went down. It did. Make you selfish. That's one of the reasons that we are this way. There's a territory and a territorial spirit. I have seen Kylie Palm in the building. I have seen bad DJs. I've seen horribly bad DJs. Horribly bad. I've seen amazing. At no point did I go up to the bad person and say, yo, man, you suck. Yeah. Now, what I have done, because you can't just tell somebody that they need to fix this part or they need to do this part, because I've done this before 2 different times. I'm talking about this two different ways. If I like you or we're friends, have a relationship, I will try to be honest with you to make you better. Not to talk trash, but to actually make you better. Like if I see something that is glaring and I know that if you just tweak this one thing, you're going to be a better DJ, So I have said these comments to 2 people larger named people, okay, to two people that both took it two completely different ways. The first person, I said, hey, I noticed you do this when you DJ and you do this. It would be better if you did this. I think there was one guy was scratching so badly. So badly. Now, I'm not talking about like he was trying to do autobahns and he transforms and his transforms were off and look, I'm talking baby scratches just off. So I was like, yo, hey, I noticed, your song selection's good, but you might want to change this up. I've noticed that you've done this, but instead maybe do something like this. And then he reacted like, well, that's the way I DJ. That's the way I DJ. So you DJ your way and I DJ my way. I'm like, okay. If you say so, like I said, there's a way to DJ. And within DJing, like putting a tire on a car, within driving the car from point A to point B and using your brakes and your gas and your steering wheel. There's lots of things and nuances inside of that could make you a better driver. But just because you think you should put triangle wheels on your car because that's the way you drive doesn't mean that that's the way that's best. It always irks me when people are like, oh, well, you DJ differently. That's the way. I'm like, no, DJing is still DJing. There's still a fundamental to DJing. That's not going to go away. That's never going to go away. I mean, I think there's three styles of DJing. There is battle DJing, performance DJing, and then people DJing. Now, you're always performing for people, but expectations are going to be different depending on which one of the three you're using. If you are a battle DJ, people aren't going there to dance. They're not going there to have a good time. They're going there to watch a technical craft. They will be standing around. If you're going there to watch a performance DJ, well, they're playing for themselves. You're just along for the ride. So you're going to enjoy yourself because you're watching a show happen. That show is them putting all of their artistry onto you. You're just accepting what it is they're doing. You have no input. You have no say. If you leave the room, it's not going to matter. They're still going to do what they do. People are there for them. And then you have the people DJ who plays for people, whose job is to make sure that the people stay in the room, not the other way around. 3 different styles. But the way you DJ has not changed. It hasn't changed in 50 years. The way you DJ, the way you go from song to song, that has not changed. So people that are just trying to change the way a heartbeat works are going to have a really hard time because that's essentially what you are controlling. You are controlling heartbeats anytime you DJ. And if the heartbeat is doom, 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 you're going to be on defib. Nobody is going to know how to react to that and how to feel. So there's an artistry and there's a flow to it. Now, the second person that I told this to suffered from kind of the same thing. I felt like it felt to me like a lot of DJ influencers did not come from DJing, if that makes any sense. That's the one thing that I've kind of noticed. which isn't a bad thing. I'm not trying to say that it's a bad thing, but like there is something to be said for when people make this statement. I want to listen to you, but I don't know how you DJ, so I don't know if I can trust what you're saying. That can be taken multiple ways. And it's true. It's true. You don't actually need to be a good DJ in order to review products. This is true. This is very, very true. However, there's more credibility to you if you do know how to DJ and now you're talking to people, because a lot of people don't want to listen to somebody that they feel doesn't know what it is that they're reviewing or why you would use a certain feature the way you do because you're not a DJ, you know. So there is a thing about that. So I'm the same way. You want to feel like you want to feel like there is a higher level of understanding of a product from somebody that's given to you. So I would get that all the time too. Well, I can't trust you. How do I know you DJ? I've never seen you DJ. I don't know if I can trust you. So I get it. When people would say that kind of stuff, I never took offense to it. I never took offense because for me, I'm like, yeah, I understand. I'm kind of the same way. You know, it's like having a mechanic that never got his license, doesn't know how to drive a car. You're like, I don't understand. How can you fix my car or tell me what I need if you've never driven? So it is what it is. But the person that I talked to, they were mixing a certain way and using a lot of sync. Now, this isn't a sync debate, but they were using a lot of sync. And I noticed early on that the reason that they were having so many problems with their mixes was their lack of understanding of the sync button. Not that they were using it, the lack of understanding. See, what was going on was that certain songs, you know, you can get corrupted songs. You can get songs that don't interpret well in Serato as when they're being analyzed. The problem was he was looking at his music category and, you know, the song said it was 100 beats per minute. And the other song, 100 beats per minute. So he would go in, hit the button. It wasn't really 100 beats per minute. So it was off, but he was trusting sync, you know, really, really trusting sync. And it was really impacting his mixes. So people were talking trash or whatnot. I called him. I'm like, hey man, I noticed that you've been doing this. I'd recommend doing this instead. And he said, okay, he understood. And the next time I saw him, mixes were dramatically improved. So either you can accept criticism or you can't. And coming back around, Low Stacks is developing a following and people are liking his stuff. And he's got a really nice setup. You know, he has a lot of setup reels. Really nice setup. It's clean. It looks good. But I think more people are getting on him for his DJing over his reels. But the bottom line here is that why does it even affect you? Why are you even angry if he's a good or bad DJ regardless? It's just a person. If you don't like him, you don't have to follow him. But why would you take the time to trash somebody? Why would you comment on every post a person's doing with such just unnecessary hate? You don't like him. Cool. You think you're a better DJ. Cool. But here's one thing I will tell you. If you are a better DJ and you talk trash about another DJ, your content better be flawless. Your content better be absolutely amazing if you're going to talk trash to anybody else. Because if I hear somebody talking trash to me and then I go to their page and I'm like, dude, are you serious? You're really coming at me about my setup when you don't even have one? Or just because you don't know how to do good business, you're mad at me because I'm successful? I don't take those people to heart. So, Ruben in the building, what's going on, fam? So I don't know, man. I don't have a problem with any influencer. I don't have a problem with anybody trying to build up and to get to a level that, you know, they're going to be this way. Nobody starts off perfect. Nobody starts off perfect. You're going to continue to improve your craft. Some people do it right in front of social media. You know, I get it. I get it. Anytime somebody complains about another DJ, it says to me, you're jealous. You're jealous because anytime somebody gets mad at somebody, okay, you go to a nightclub, DJ's trash. All right. You go to a wedding, DJ's trash. You go to a school event, DJ's trash. And people are annoyed that it's trash. Maybe you really did want to dance, and as a DJ, I can't dance to bad DJs. It's just the way it works. But what I've also seen is that I feel that most people are not really mad that the DJ's trash. They're mad that the DJ's got their job and you're better than them. That's what they're angry about. Why are you getting so much work? Why are you posting so much content about all these parties? You're trash. Why are you doing this? You're trash. Well, because they can. Because for whatever reason, somebody likes them. For whatever reason, people are okay with, you know, having potentially bad mixes because they like the person. Can you fault the DJ because somebody hired them? I mean, that's where we are. Can you fault somebody for being in a position to work harder than you? Who are you really mad at? Is it really the DJ? Do better. I call people constantly. I message people constantly about any type of side gigs that I want to do. All the time. I don't expect anybody to give me anything, but you know, if I am of quality, which I believe that I am, you know, again, not the best DJ, definitely not the worst DJ. You know, I'm a quality DJ. You know, I can pretty much go into any type of event and do a good job. I don't even know how to pronounce this name. Not 90 less? 90 less? Maybe. I'm taking a guess here. I believe it takes somewhere around 4 to 6 hours on a full charge. Something like that for the Mixstream Pro. I can't wait to get back to work. I've been dead in the water because I've been traveling. We have had gigs, but I haven't worked since July 8th was the last day I did an event. I'm in Montana next week doing a wedding. Then I'm at the expo. And then after that, I don't think I stopped working until like December 24th. Like, it's pretty insane. Do you need to fully charge it when you first get it? Everybody's different. I don't personally think you do. I think that there's always an initial charge in the box just to make sure. But I just turned mine straight on, and you can use it while it's plugged in. So just plug it in, start to use it. Meanwhile, it's charging, and then you're good to go. DJ so-and-so says a club owner sent me this nephew for mentorship and his kid was belligerent and had the same issues you discussed. Yeah. Yeah. It happens. Cause I'm getting it today. Yeah. Yeah. Styles or phonetically put your name out. So I'm not just killing your name. Any piece of gear that I ever get, cause I get a lot of review gear, I turn it on immediately. 9 tails. Really? Okay. All right. I would have never gotten that. Never gotten that. Okay. Let's see here. You're entitled to vacation, but it is part of the show for creatives. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I agree. You need your break and your rest. But for me, I'm like, but I spent too much damn money. I didn't personally spend money. The family spent money, and I'm trying to get out of this thing. Max XBL says, you mentioned you list your prices in a brochure. Do you find that's a better call than listing it on your website? About to revamp my website. So yeah, I mean, this could go either way. I don't know that. It's a tough one. That's not a question that like comes easy to answer, to be honest with you. Because the reason that most people don't put their prices online is because they don't want the competition knowing their prices. Although you can get their prices at any point. It's not really that hard to do, but that's one of the reasons. Now, I know some people get creepy and crazy about it. Like they'll flat out say, hey, I need to call you before I send you my brochure. That's translation. Especially if you already know their date. Translation. I want to make sure you're not some competitor just trying to get my prices. And I'm concerned with my pricing that it's going to turn somebody off, but I'm the other way. I'm like, no, I want you to know my base prices. So then we can work from there. That's what I want to do. So to answer your question, I prefer mine to not be on my website. And there's a larger reason why I don't put them on my website. This is the biggest reason. I don't do just one type of thing. And I find that if you put your prices up, most people are looking for the lowest price. So if you put your prices up, when you finally have that phone call, they believe they already know what they need from you. And they're going to try to a la carte the shit out of you. So, because I do school events, bar mitzvahs, weddings, corporate events, all four of those have different price points. I can't do a school event for the price I charge for a bar mitzvah. They're not going to be able to afford that. So if I only have my, largest packages, it's going to scare off those schools. And I know this. So we don't even have a brochure for the schools. Literally, when a school has interest, we say, we're going to let's talk about it. When they go to request a brochure, it literally sends an email out saying, hey, your event is very specific and we're going to need to customize your proposal. So let's set up a meeting and we can talk about it. And then after that, I can go in and say, what's your school budget? Let me see if I can work around that. Because another thing that I found out, especially for schools, every school's budget is different. Some schools, we charge $500 for a DJ. Other schools, we charge $2,000. If I only give that $2,000 mark for school, let's say I have multiple brochures, here's one, all my prices are on there. First page, bar mitzvahs, second page, weddings, third page, schools, fourth page, corporate, right? Then they're going to see that number and they're going to say, oh, they're too much for us. They're not even going to call. They're not even going to call after that. And then vice versa. If I do put the lowest price on there, this is our starting point. We don't go lower than this. If I do put that on there, every school is going to want that one. And we don't really make money off of schools. So I'd rather say, what's your budget? Let's say I say, what's your budget? And I say, it's $1,200. I can do more for $1,200 than I can for $500. So I'm not putting myself in a box. And lastly, corporate clients. Corporate clients are all over the map financially, all over the map. We'll talk about that in a minute. So why would I have a corporate price for a law firm that needs a DJ and speakers and a little lighting for their holiday party, versus a big ass entity like Nike or Pepsi or whatever that wants that has no budget, or their budget is so high you're never going to hit that budget. Two different corporates, same job, same amount of hours. Regular corporate, maybe a couple of grand. Retail corporate, like doing it for a shoe company or whatever, that's double like that. And they pay it without question. But you have to know about that going in. That's all. So my prices aren't online. It's ultimately are not visible to people. Okay. Are you charging a little extra, says DJ Thomas, for if you fill out a W-9? Why would I charge extra for filling out a W-9? I'm genuinely curious before I answer that question, Thomas. Put in there, why? Because in theory, a W-9, you only have to fill out one time. And then you're literally just sending the W-9 copy to every company or every business. So I don't understand what you mean cover the taxes, because you're a DJ, right? So everything that you are doing, even as a W-9, is still a part of what you've already put in your taxes, unless you're not putting them in your taxes. You should be able to tie that W-9 that you sent to that school or whatever to the date of your business, and you shouldn't be getting hit twice. It's one shot. Doesn't matter if you have a W-9 or not. You're a business, and all your W-9 is basically giving you is like a 1099 for the taxes that you've already accepted. You already got paid for it. So it's not really taxes at the end of the year. It's the taxes, period. If you do a job, they ask for W-9, they're paying you. They're going to send you a 1099, which then you're going to be able to take and say, yeah, it's already included in this stuff right here. So it should not affect you at all. And your rate is, your rate for that job is one little piece of a very large puzzle. So that one little piece of job you did is going towards your bottom line. It's going towards your office, the roof over your head, your cell phone, your car, your vehicle, all these things that one little piece is connecting to. So it doesn't matter if they request a W-9 at all. No, I know what he's talking about. Kareem. But I know exactly what he's talking about. What I'm trying to say is, you can only go under the table for so long. And if you are going under the table and somebody does W-9 you, well, then you guys missed the point of the whole conversation. W under the table means leave no trace. Leave no trace. But I will tell you this from experience, that you can only go under the table for so long before it will get back. And the question is, do you want it to get back to a point where it puts you out of business? Or do you just want to take a hit in the beginning by doing it the right way and stay out of trouble? We are completely up and up. We know that there are companies right next to us that definitely are doing stuff either not, I don't want to use the term illegally, whatever, but definitely illegally. They're going against the rules of California. I know companies are doing that. I know companies are not W-2ing their dancers and their DJs and things like that when they're supposed to be in California. I know that a lot of people that are 1099 in California are just 1099 because they haven't been caught yet. And we are legitimate people. We are legit. We do everything legit, whether it be from, insurance to workers' comp to making everybody employees in California because California sucks. All of these things we do legitimate. So when people are like, "Oh, why do you cost so much?" I'm like, "Well, it costs a lot to run a business, to run this office, to do all these things." But these other people that are breaking the law, whatever. I'm the last person that's going to make an anonymous phone call and tell on them. Like, I don't care as long as you're getting away with it, but I know they're getting away with it. And I know because I've talked to some people. What do you do about this? What do you do about that? Like other competitors, especially during the pandemic. And I'm like, oh, so you're just cheating the system. Cool. But it's bad enough where I am that I use fully licensed and insured as a selling point. Yeah. And that's one of those things, because I have clients that will call me and they will say, first question out of their mouth, are you licensed? Like, yeah. You have insurance, right? Yeah. Who are you talking to? And that's when, because there's a lot of companies out there that are definitely not legitimate. And if you're trying to, especially if you're trying to do government work, any type of government, which is schools too, there are so many restrictions on what you can and can't do. It's almost, it could pretty much put you out of business. The stuff that they require nowadays, especially in Los Angeles County, we have everything legitimate, and we were like, we don't want to do it anymore. What do you mean? Our people love you. It's too hard to get anything done there. I got to send you 97,000 pieces of paperwork for a job that I'm charging you your budget of like $600. It's not worth it. It's not worth my time. We can't do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. DJ Farns, 100%. 100%. People don't get it. They just think, oh, I don't really need that. Oh, they're not really going to ask. Yes, they are. If you do any work for any type of, like hotels, their COIs are ridiculous. Their requirements, some COIs require, like our policy is, 1 million, 2 million. I have hotels that require 2 million, 4 million. And I'm like, you're out of your damn mind. There's absolutely no way that I'm going to beef up my insurance just because you want it. And I flat out told some hotels, no, this is my insurance. I'm not beefing it up for you. You can get it from the client. They can buy a supplemental. I'm not doing it. Okay. What is it, 11:37? I need to get a better drink. This drink is very, very warm. So let me come right back. We'll see you in 2 and 2. Not really 2 and 2. So Michael Douglas, absolutely. California instituted a law. I think it was 2019. It went into effect. I think it was 2019. It went into effect. That all gig workers had to be W-2'd. All gig workers. And the problem with California and their tax board is what they qualify as somebody that does the work you do. Because the whole point of 1099 was you're supposed to argue they're 1099. They only work part-time. They have a very specialized thing that they do, and I don't need them in order to run my business. That's always been kind of the point. That's always been the point. But then they decided to kind of muddy that. And it all started with Uber. It's Uber and Lyft. Uber, that was the problem. They created this problem because of Uber and Lyft and then screwed the entire state because of it. So when we tried to argue, well, they should be 1099 because first off, they don't just work for us, which is the Uber Lyft argument, because a lot of these people jump jobs. So they're like, nope, if they're gig workers, they have to be 1099. And if they do anything that is connected to your business, they're supposed to be 1099. And my argument was, well, yes, but we don't actually need the dancers in order to have our business. We can still have a successful business without dancers. They didn't care. They didn't care. Doesn't qualify. So, don't get me wrong. We have loopholes. We do have loopholes. Anybody that has their own entity, business entity, we will pay them via 1099 because they don't really care about that. It's just the majority of our employees, pretty much all of them at one point were all 1099 because they were all part-time people. Not anymore. Now they're all employees, besides like maybe 10 or 15 of them out of the 60 people we employ. It's stupid. Now they get taxes taken out. Oh God, did they complain about that when that first happened? Wait a minute. Taxes? Like, you don't pay taxes at the end of the year? Like, this is normal, you know? So the taxes hurt us. People were getting mad. We had to raise their rates to cover the taxes. So everybody got a bump in pay, which means we had to raise our rates for everybody else. And then people get mad at why we have to raise our rates. People just think we're being greedy. But the reason that we are more expensive than most people is because I think we're the only ones that are legitimately operating in a legal way. Everybody else kind of does what they want to do, so their prices can be lower. Out-of-state employees don't count. DJ Chef. Yeah, and I don't have any out-of-state employees. So there's that too. We do all the traveling. And if I am bringing in out-of-state employees, they are typically their own entities. So not a problem. Is there a better price if I pay cash? Oh yes. They love that. Okay. Let me see here. Just had an elm tree branch fall on my 16-foot boat last night. Jesus. Sorry about that. What's a tree doing in the ocean? Sorry, that was too soon. I am DJ Fox. Thanks for hanging out today. All right, let's see here. So some people had said, DJ Farn says, XZ, RR, R3 just got firmware updates today. I know somebody mentioned the Opus Quad update. We can talk about that. I no longer have an XZ, an RR, or R3. I sent them all back. I still have the Opus, which I will check with Serato. I have not. I will do. I'll do that today. But I don't have an opinion yet because I haven't seen what they've done. So hopefully it's good. I still don't know if it's ever going to be one where I'm like, ooh, this is so dope. I'm going to bring it out with me. It's going to stay right there. It is. Okay. What do we got here? 1144. I see Ruben's back to being a team member. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, thoughts on Opus Quad, Serato ready now. Okay, so here are my thoughts, John Rafa. I'm trying to think here. I like the Opus Quad. I think it's a great board. I think that the software that they put into it is very good, and I'm very excited to see that software in other newer all-in-ones that Pioneer comes out with, Pioneer DJ. So I'm very excited about that. The problem for me specifically is I don't personally feel that I would ever take it out on a gig. Even as dope as it is, I don't think I would take it out on a gig because just because of the sheer size of it. I think it's a stationary device. I think it should be in one place all the time. And I think having Serato in it now means that it can be that controller that everybody uses at your club. Because it really is a good controller. It really is. I just for me, I'm not taking it out. That's the one thing. But it is a good controller. Maybe I should do one video, me taking it out and how much work it is. I don't have a case for it. I don't plan on buying a case for it. I mean, I got to send it back at some point anyway. So it would just be sitting in the back of my truck, like on its own. And I always hate the way that looks every time I do an event. I do a lot of gear reviews on site. Remember this. So it's always slightly annoying when I walk into a venue and, I'm pulling in my speakers and all of this stuff. And then I have the controller either in the box or I'm literally walking it in by hand. It looks so ghetto to me, but it is what it is. The stuff I do for you guys. It's the stuff I do. Open quad flight case is 42 pounds. Yeah. But it only weighs half. Yeah. And I wouldn't take the XZ out either, but you see what I'm saying? Like there are certain size controllers that I just don't like to take out. The bigger they are, the more unlikely I'm going to use them in a public environment. Soft case. Have you lifted up the Opus Quad? Have you lifted up? The soft case isn't going to matter. And the soft case for that guy would scare the hell out of me. There are too many like rigid points on it that any one little thing hits it and it's all over. Like, nope, can't do it. Not for that one. I can do a soft case. I have a soft case for the Ref 7, which currently it's in my Danny Max booth. So I now have a Flex 10 in my glide bag from Jetpack Bags. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to have in my Danny Max booth. I thought that I would use the booth less, but I'm actually using the booth more. It's nice. It's the one thing about cases, you know, flight cases, that you like when you have a flight case and a controller, because then you can wire everything up and it works perfectly. So that's nice. I do like that. I like that. I like the being able to just, you know, set the stand up and then just put it on and I'm pretty much done. Like I do. There is something great about that. I'm using it more. So now, because I'm using it as much as I am, I don't know what controller to have in the box. It could be a Rev 7. It could be a Flex 10. Those are the two options that I'm rolling with. Now, the Flex 10, obviously lighter than the Rev 7. And then if I go out, I can use the Rev 7, but I don't know, man. I am seriously at a loss right now. Once I put my Rev 7 in and then I looked at the booth, I'm like, okay, this is a good looking setup because I have a white, you know, I have a white and black Rev 7. I much prefer the jog displays on the Rev 7 over the Flex 10, which is funny to me because I don't use the jog display at all, Farns. Mine just has my logo in it. I barely look at it. At first, I was like, oh, this is cool. Then I put my logo in, and then I started using other pieces of software, and my logo remained. Because my whole thing is, I don't care what software it is. If there's nothing in the middle, like for instance, using like Algorithm DJ, where it's like no driver support or whatever, that drives me crazy. I know it's dumb. I know it's a stupid thing, but I hate that. And it's one of the reasons why I struggle with DJ. I love a Flex 10 for the display, says Ruben. Yeah, at least the XZ is lighter than two CDJs and a 900, says Philip. This is true. This is very true. Still, I don't know, man. What are your general thoughts on soft cases? I love soft cases. As a matter of fact, for the past 5 years, I'm still on my show. Oh my God. Why are you even wearing that? I am really excited about moving forward with our party. Yeah, I'm excited too. It should be a really good party. Just got a couple more questions before I sign the contract. So if you don't mind, let me just get out my questions here. One, what kind of lighting do you use? Specifically, do you use Chauvet? Yeah, I have a whole bunch of Chauvet lights, but I have a lot of other ones. There's a lot of good companies out there. Okay. Do you use RCF speakers? No, I use JBL and QSC, depending on the size of your party, but they're all good speakers. Last question, the most important question I have. Do you mix in key? Do I mix in key? Well, I mean, I've been DJing. I was at a party once and the DJ played a transition that was completely out of key. I could not unhear it, ruined my whole night. Can I see your Serato mixed in key playlist, please? Okay. So basically, I switched to soft cases about, what was the first controller that I had in my soft case? Well, it was the 1000. That was probably the first soft case one. Prior to that, I think my controller was an SX2. I had it in a flight case. Then when I got the 1000, I did put it in a case. I had a flight case for it. It started to get on my nerves. And I accidentally had to put it in a soft case for something. I think I was doing a club and I was going upstairs and it was just easier with the soft case. And after that, I never went back to hard cases. I've been a soft case guy this entire time. My Ref 7's been in a soft case in the glide case. And then I had a couple of Odyssey cases for like my 1000 and stuff. So yeah, I only use soft cases now. Soft cases and the Danny Max booth, which is a hard case, but it's different. But like anytime I go out and do regular events, you know, like, oh, side gig or backyard party, like I'm not bringing a booth to a backyard boogie. Just not going to happen. So I'll bring my soft case and my fast set table. Those are the two live and dies. You know, I know everybody's always like, well, you know, you have one thing. I'm like, no, don't have one thing. Have multiple things. So you have multiple options and you can change it however you want. So I use my fast set table just as much as I use my my furniture. Ruben says, what do you suggest doing with a client who wants you because of your reviews and your setup, but doesn't want you to DJ the way you normally do and wants you to do something totally different? Well, I'm a big fan of making sure that everybody, and Lopez, hold on. Forgot this one little thing. For Lopes. I'm a big fan of when people booking you, knowing what it is that you do. Because if they just fall off a Yelp, you know, their expectations are going to be their expectations, which may be different than what it is. I'm hoping, Ruben, that these people saw you and that's why they liked your style. How much are they trying to change you, Ruben, is the question. You know what I mean? How much are they trying to change what you do? You know, I had one client, and it was for a bar mitzvah. So I rarely listen to like client requests on bar mitzvahs because they don't know their children. So they don't know. I mean, rarely, that's the wrong term. It's not that I rarely listen. I do listen, but I make it clear why I do certain things. Like for kids, I speed mix. We fly through songs because kids have zero attention spans. So what happens is if you stand a song too long, they're screaming their TikTok part. And when the TikTok part dies out, they're just standing there because they don't even know the rest of the song. They don't know what to do. So you got to get out of it fast. I've had clients that'll call me and say, hey, so for our party, you know, my daughter doesn't like when DJs play music too fast and they want to blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sitting there like, I get what she's saying. We can stand a little longer, but the problem is the kids won't stay on the dance floor. So does she want her friends on the dance floor dancing, or does she want me to just play longer songs just because? And usually, you know, that helps. Wes, by the way, Wes is an old friend of mine, not old, you know, he's a good friend of mine, old school. I didn't see your comment. If you can, repost it and I'll answer it right now. Frank says, do you think they will come out with the Flex 10 2.0 since they bought out Serato? Kind of like when the DDJ 1000 came out, then SRT. They have no reason to come out with the 2.0. The Flex 10 works with Serato and Rekordbox. As a matter of fact, most of the products that have come out within the past, 3 years, 4 years, besides the Ref 7, are both Rekordbox and Serato compatible. So, shouldn't be a problem for you. And the Flex 10 works equally. I think the Flex 10, in my opinion, is the first piece of gear that works just as good in Serato than it does in Rekordbox. First time. Normally Rekordbox works better with their gear because it's tied to their gear and they know exactly what they want. Serato's kind of a port over. And I think Frank means a stem split on the Flex 10. I don't know. The Flex 10 stem split works the same in both of them. I'm confused. On the Flex 10, you can do everything you can do in Rekordbox, you can do in Serato. So they don't really, they would need a 2.0 for that. Okay. I'll argue the Flex 10 works better in Rekordbox because of the lighting. Not so much better, just more features. There is a different feature. Now, again, that's only if you use, it only works better if you use Rekordbox lighting. If you don't use Rekordbox lighting, then it's an empty port. So, you know, I mean, everybody's going to look at it differently. You know, since I use Sound Switch or the WMX Wolf Mix, I still have not taken the Wolf Mix out, because right at that time I was doing the Chauvet Gig Bar ILS, and now I'm like, I'm kind of addicted to the ILS, not because it's better, but because it's just so easy. And the totems and the totems that I got from Danny Max won't work with super heavy movers, which means I can't use my 350s on there. And right now I've been using my Danny Max booth, so that means I'm using smaller heads. It's a thing. I know, it's stupid. Do you think Serato will work with DMX out? I hope that becomes a thing where, at least at a minimum, and I talked about this. Oh, I have a live video on the purchase of it, so check it out if you haven't seen it. It's the Serato Pioneer DJ buyout. I did it on a Tuesday when I was at my hotel. I said that was one of my hopes, that they would turn Rekordbox lighting into kind of an app instead, and then allow it to be used with Serato, and then we can use the port. I want to see Rekordbox on a Rev 7 now. Well, I can guarantee you nothing's happening now, but now that they own it, it's definitely something that could happen now. Definitely something that could happen now. I'm just happy about the S11 update. That's a fantastic update. I still haven't even done the update, but I'm excited for the update. Okay. So are you saying the stems on Flex 10 are different than that of the Newmark? Well, sort of. Okay. So the one thing that the Flex 10 has, and it's currently, I believe it's still currently the only one that has it, that's stem EQ. Yeah, it is currently the only one that has it. It's stem EQ. So nothing else comes. It's just a different feature, you know. So there's no stem EQ on the Newmarks. You know, it has to be kind of designed that way. Now, the good news is I know that there are products on the roadmap, you know, that have that, and hopefully we can get some firmware updates and get them into older products. So we just have to wait. It's there's a lot involved in doing all of this stuff all the time. Travis says, Renee says, what S11 update? There is an S11 firmware update. Check out Rekordbox, not Rekordbox, Pioneer DJ. Let me see. I'm like, am I the only one that got it? I don't think so. Support DJ mixers. Not that one. This one. All right. Where are we? S11. Firmware update. 1.04. New. Added mono split and Q fader reverse. Dual deck mode from deck 3 and 4 can be turned on and off by holding the shift and back buttons at the same time. That alone is worth the update. This alone, because dual deck mode was such a great feature that nobody used because it was way too difficult to get it to work properly. And then last, touch effects preset values are now saved when turning the unit off and on. So cool. And then they fixed some things. So now I have a split queue and dual deck. I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man. Okay. Loeb says, have you watched the Mojax review on the T7? Very interesting until you open the middle. So I have not watched it yet. It's on my list. He knows I will watch it. I'm a little annoyed. I'm a little annoyed right now with Hercules and Reloop. So I don't know. I'm actually gonna call Hercules today and figure out what the hell we're going to do to make this work the way we need it to. Because right now, because I know I'm going to see them at Expo and I don't want it to be awkward when I get to Expo. So we need to work some things out. Yeah, I knew that Mojax had one. I knew that he was reviewing it, and they were doing some stuff with BeatSource, so I get it. But yeah, doesn't make it right. Not right on Mojax's part. Nothing about that, or BeatSource or whatever. They did what they had to do. But the fact that I still don't have one to review, and I'm being placed into the normal retail person, is a little disheartening. Not a big deal though. It is what it is. I'll get it at some point. Through all of my mini channels. Okay. Can you explain Serato subscription? I've had Serato since the SO1 and everything since then. I have just updated the software. Is there something different from a subscription as opposed to what I have? Okay. Yes. Serato subscription is for a actual Serato license, technically a rental. Okay. Because you can buy the license for a certain amount or you can subscribe. There's no pay up to a certain point on a subscription and then you have it. Either you pay I think it's either $199 or $299 fee, or you get on a subscription. Here's the difference. Not everybody needs to have Serato as a standalone license because a lot of the software you use, a lot of the hardware you use already has the license built in, hence the dongle. Okay. That's what all of these things are. The S11, that's one of them. SX2, any of those Serato rain boxes, S9, S7, all of these things have the license built into the body itself, to the box. So if you go and plug in, for instance, like a Newmark mix stream, Mixstream is fine. And let's say it works with Serato. They're going to give you Serato DJ Lite. If you take a Flex 4 or Rev 1, you're going to get Serato DJ Lite, which means that even though you have Serato on your computer, if you open up Serato only, not Lite, only, you plug it into a Flex 4, it's not going to work. It will not work because your license is attached to a piece of hardware. If you get the subscription, now you have a full license. Any product that supports Serato, whether it be DJ Lite or whatever, will allow you to use Serato DJ Pro on that device. There you go. Hopefully I explained it enough. All right. DJ Bliss says, I'm running 12 Ape Can 2.0 and 10 Ape Sticks. First version at larger gigs. Is there a difference with using the Ape Connect via just using the remote control that comes with the cans and sticks? So the Ape Connect, if we're referring to the Ape Connect, as far as the app is concerned, sorry, I'm seeing messages talking about my packages aren't coming through. Ape Labs Connect. Okay. So, all right, done. Okay. So here is the Ape Lab Connect. Okay. All right. So here's the, oh, shut this down. All right. So here's the Ape Lab Connect. And obviously you have control over the groups like you normally would. You have control over, blackout and lighting, music mode, all these things and this stuff. And then you can have your preset colors. You can't do any of this with your remote. And my remote is in my case now, so I can't even pull it out. But you would be able to change the colors, but like in order to get, but this speed that I'm doing it with, you couldn't do. All right. Or if I wanted to go to a dedicated, specific color, you couldn't do that. You'd have to manually go through each and every one. So the Ape Connect, which I believe only works with WAP, right? It is so dusty. I haven't used it in a while. Sorry, let me clean this off. Don't want you guys getting mad at me. I know how you guys get. Okay. My little. Okay. So this is the connector that whatever that allows you to control it. You got your little DMXs here and everything. I don't know that you control it without it. You have to use it. So I mean it works. It works well. And now you can actually use this for controlling non Ape Labs brands, which you could not do before. So that's a cool thing, being able to do that. Yeah, I like it. I don't have the 2.0s yet. I still got to work on obtaining those, but we'll see. One day. Have you got your gig bar hard case yet? I have not. I've actually tried. So there's two things I haven't gotten yet. I haven't gotten the case, and I haven't gotten the the command, ILS command, because they don't have any in stock. So I think I'm getting mine. I think I should be getting it coming up, which is right in time for gig season for me. My only fear, I'm sure they have the cases. I know that companies have the cases. The problem is, I'm getting all my stuff from Chevet specifically. So they don't have a lot of supply for us lowly influencers. But I do want one. I'm a little concerned that it's going to be very, very large, and I'm not going to be able to put it in the back of my truck. Because right now, with the Danny Max booths and my QSC 12.2s and my 118 and the gig bar in its current soft case, I can fit all that in the back of my F-150. Then I put the totems inside the truck because the cases are just so large, but they will fit inside the truck. So I put the totems inside the truck. So I can pretty much get everything into my truck, into the bed. The only thing I need to put inside is the totems. I wish they were smaller, but they are not. So yeah. So there's that. Metro says, do you carry a backup laptop when DJing your events? I do not. I carry two of three different things. One, I carry my iPad. My iPad has algorithm DJ on it. So why don't you turn it on? There we go. Has algorithm DJ on it, and I use gear that allows me to connect it without stress. So I have this. That's the one thing. Secondly, I have a Denon Prime Go or a Mixstream Pro Go also with me. Now that the Mixstream Pro does Serato, it's an even better situation for me. But yes, I do take backups with me. Sometimes I'll forget, or I just won't throw in my Denon Prime Go, but I always have my iPad. My iPad's always plugged in it's plugged into the system right next to me all the time. Lots of reasons why I bought a cargo trailer now, running out of space in a rusted truck. So yeah, I thought about getting a trailer. The problem for me is, I live in California. It's very difficult to do events in California with trailers because there's never a place to park them. You know, I guess technically if I knew where I was going to be and it was like a consistent type of thing, but I work in a whole bunch of hotels and you can't have a trailer in a hotel in LA. It's impossible. I mean, I can take it to country clubs and that stuff. So I might buy one just because, for all the other ones except for the hotels. But yeah. Mac Joseph in the building. They should just get BeatSource and Beatport and Dropbox. Yes, Farns. What did I miss here? Once they get title inside the Opus, it will be super useful in clubs. Yeah. I mean, I know they're gonna end up with BeatSource and Beatport. The problem is, does it have an Ethernet port in the back? I don't remember. I'd have to go around and take a look at it, as far as the Opus is concerned. But they will have BeatSource. And I like BeatSource. I do. I think, perfect example. So I did a nightclub, all Latin nightclub, last Thursday. And I mean, I know the music for the club, so that's not the big of a deal. It's all Latin, the whole thing, all Latin. So I was playing, but then I was like, you know what? I want to check BeatSource's musical curation. So if I didn't recognize a song in BeatSource, I'm like, I'll drop it right now, see what it is. It's reggaeton, whatever. I can get in and out if it's crappy. And every song I played, people were screaming their asses off. So I was like, okay, the BeatSource is main selling point is not its music, it's its curation. That's honestly the best selling point. If you just need music and you want to make sure that that streaming service has the music that you need no matter what, then you need to go with Tidal. If you want curation and you really want to be able to go into some place and go, oh, you know what? I'm not as familiar with this. Let me supplement with some BeatSource stuff. You're winning there. But if you just need music, Tidal's still better. But nowhere near the quality of the curation, obviously. Okay. A little 5x8 while my other buddy has a 8x18. Oh my God. But a 5x8 would actually work really well. I would need it to be enclosed. And then I would be weird because I'm like, well, if I'm going to get it, then I want it to fit everything that I have and not even use the truck bed. So I'm silly that way. Teddy in the building. What's going on? Drinking my Gatorade, watching this so I don't pass out in this damn heat. I get it. DJ Don Rafa says, do you have to have Sound Switch read your tracks to have a light show per song? No. It'll read whatever's there. It's using your beat grids. So with, when Beat Source, when Serato analyzes your stuff, it's the same stuff as kind of applying to Sound Switch. So no, you're fine. This is why Denon is killing Pioneer. Yeah. I mean, I guess it just depends on who you ask. It depends on where in the country you are and what type of situation you're using. Because while Denon has some amazing and a robust operating system, the question is how many people are actually using them? Because they're definitely not being used, on tour. They're not being used at festivals. So that means that the only people that are using them are the mobile guys, which is fine because they're good products. But it's weird because I follow a lot of DJs, especially on IG. And what I rarely see is a Denon product. Even though they're fantastic, I rarely see anybody using them. I am Shamdal. Agreed. Okay. Jack Tumble says, I have a 5-year-old son. I always teach him, let him beat match on my NS7 too. Do you teach your children to learn mixing? You think at this age is worth buying him a cheap controller? Sure. Why not? 5 years old. They have a concept of music. I mean, they may be DJing a whole bunch of music that you hate, but, they'll be DJing a lot of Bluey and stuff like that, but why not? Let them start early. Then by the time they do hit, 8 or 9, they're like the shit. Yeah. I mean, obviously you want to teach kids that want to do it. When my son was 5, he loved doing this. He didn't want to learn music though. He didn't really care about that. So I didn't force him. Then he got to be, I don't know, maybe 12, 11. He started touching my stuff more. And then, like I said, by the time he hit the pandemic, he had been off and on with equipment. I have actually pictures of him at like 10 years old, like showing somebody how to DJ. So, but it didn't really kick in for him until the pandemic. So during the pandemic, that was 3 years ago. So he would have been 14 years old. And now, then he took the time at 14 to really push it during the pandemic with me. And now he's literally about to be one of our DJs. He's been shadowing me. Oh, gotcha, Kylie. Gotcha. Lightspeed, thanks for hanging out today. We're only going to stand for a couple more minutes and then I got to get off. Among all the mobile and club DJ rigs, the only Denon product I've seen is an MCX 8000, says Philip, here in Boston. Yeah, it's just, Boston is a wax scene. By the way, I'm going to be in Kissimmee, Montana next week. Anybody live in Montana? Anybody have any gigs I can DJ? I mean, besides I'm DJing on Friday night and Saturday for the wedding, but I'm there Thursday. Just curious. Let me know if there's anything out there that I can spin at. I don't think there is, to be honest with you, but I thought I'd throw it out there. I'm going to throw it out on my reels today, on my story. So there are people in Montana. apparently no black people, but there are people. I think they have like 1,600 black people in the entire state. it's like 0.17. It's something ridiculous. But yes, apparently there are people in Montana. I'm excited to go to Montana. I can tell you this much. It was easier to get to Montana than it is to get to Atlantic City. That's a damn nightmare. Over and over again. Nightmare. And I don't know. It's just too, I don't know why it requires so much. I don't need to drive Spirit. I don't need to be on the Spirit plane just to get there on a direct flight. They're the only ones that fly direct. So dumb. D-Juice has Sims now as well. Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I wouldn't know that because I don't have any gear that supports it. That wasn't directed at you. That was my insecurities popping up. Okay. DJ Stims suck. I'm sure they all do. I'm sure that at a certain point they'll get better. Okay. Heads still like pioneers. All right. I'm scrolling through here before I do finally get off to make sure that I've hopefully answered as many questions as possible. I was thinking of because the layout and buttons were made more for Rekordbox. Well, that's not true, DJ Frank G. I think we're still talking about the Flex 10. No, the Flex 10 is the most universal system that they have made. Yes, there are buttons for things. I mean, because right now, even the pad effects on the Flex 10, you can use pad effects like you would with Rekordbox, but on the Flex 10. So it's the first time that it's been like far more universal. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I think that's it. Let me see here. But I can't get my filter photos like I wanted. Smart crates. Okay. All right. Wes Wonder. Oh, got it now, Wes. Okay. Between YOLO Live, ATEM, etc., what box would you do best for streaming a live meeting where multiple presenters are speaking, multi-mics, and presenting video? Okay. So they both kind of suffer from the same thing, and I'm going to pull them out, and this will be the last thing I really talk about, and then we'll move on. So hold on one second. Let me just, let me go get the products.
All right, what is going on, everybody? It's your man, Cleveland Terry. We are at the Chevet booth, and we are checking out some of the new stuff that they have. First off, I got to talk about this guy right here. You know what this is? This is the Gig Bar case. It is a hard case. Hard case. Go ahead, open it up. Open it up. Oh. Beautiful. Oh. It is about damn time. About damn time. Also, I want to show you something else because I'm shocked. Remember in my video last time, guys, I talked about the fact that the Gig Bar Move was cool with the ILS, but it needed its own controller. If I didn't want to rock the Gig Bar, like maybe I just wanted to rock some totems. Guess what? Bam! Bam! ILS command. This is exactly what Chevet needed. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we can do this. All right. Why am I turned here? I think my thing is out of whack here. Okay. So we have the ATEM Mini ISO. a little bit. All right, we have the ATEM Mini ISO Pro here, which I believe is still one of their best. Yeah, they have come out with some new ones since then, but this is still a very, very good device. And then we have the YOLO Live here. Now, there's a couple of things that make the ATEM better and worse than the YOLO Live. First off, the biggest thing is the fact that there's no screen on the ATEM Mini. You have no way of kind of checking your sources and making sure everything's good before you transition over. You would need to have at least another monitor going out to be able to see, you know, all of your channels. On the top here, you do have USB out, Ethernet, and then your HDMI out, and then 4 ports. You have a mic 1 and a mic 2. And the mic 1 and the mic 2, you can receive audio from every HDMI source, first off. But then you have an additional mic 1 and mic 2. So you're going to have a little more options this way. Let's see if we can go into... Yeah, I know my live stream has been finished. Okay, there we go. On the ATEM, you don't have as many ports. I believe, what are this? 3 ends. 3 ends, but then you also have USB option, your Ethernet, your HDMI out, and then again, you have your mic ports. 1 for mic, 1 for line. They're fine. They're better on the ATEM Mini just because you have the option or the ability to adjust audio. That's probably the biggest strength of the ATEM is their audio section is super robust. So that means that like you can have de-essers and EQs right on the channels that never change, and it just makes everything so much easier. But what you are missing from using the ATEM, you have no screens. So on here, you know, I can start populating things like I'm using OBS, and I can do all these things right from here. So it does make it, you know, really easy. You know, to put the things that I need on here. Sound is better on the ATEM. I noticed that I would get, my seat keeps going down. Look at me right now. Look at my seat. You got to get back to the gym. Okay. All right. You have far more control over this guy if you use their software, you know, the ATEM software. This one is all in the box. It's essentially a computer. It'll do pretty much everything that this does, but you'll be able to kind of look and mess with it as you go, which I do prefer, you know. But if you have it in a fixed position and it's always in an office, then yeah, the ATEM is going to be just, it's a better piece of hardware. This is more for on the go, you know, and I do prefer that. I was going to use it today, but I don't know if they ever fixed the USB in to allow me to use my Rodecaster with the USB output. Normally when I did it before, it would actually, it would not allow me to switch video feeds with it in there. Like it kept changing my audio where I wanted my audio to be basically, it's an override. It's like what AAVF or whatever. It's an override that makes sure that it stays on my voice no matter what feed I choose. And it kept switching it, which I can't have. I didn't have time to do it today, or I would have. I kind of want to bring this to the DJ Expo, but I don't know. My battery has been a little weird. I wanted to get the smaller one. I'm gonna message them and see if they'll send me the smaller one that I can keep on my camera, because then I would use it exclusively because I'm doing some stuff with Hollywood DJ. Okay, that seemed like a lot of ranting. Hopefully I answered your question, Wes. I do like them both. I know one is far more expensive, which is the YoloLive Pro. Oh no, but the ISO, they're about the same price. They're about the same price, but I do like them both. If they had sent me the smaller one, oh my God, I probably would have used it every day, all day. But this one's a little big, a little heavy. I would love to be able to take this guy, and you see there's a little thing right here. And the smaller one is like half the size of this guy, but it can sit right on your camera. And then I can just run a small HDMI right out to it and do, that'd be the best. It'd be the best possible scenario. Oh, and it records. It'll record on time too, because it has an SD card right on the bottom. There is no SD card on the Mini, but it does have a USB-C out. So you can put a USB-C, storage drive there, but it has to be a fast storage drive. If not, it's not going to be able to keep up with all of your mini streams. The one other thing I will say about the ISO, as opposed to the YoloLive, especially if you get the ISO specifically, you have 4 sources here, and if you record the 4 sources, it will give you 4 independent video streams with audio. So if you're going to do any editing on the back end, and you want to tweak it later on, you can do it with the ISO. You cannot do it with the YoloLive. YoloLive has one main recording source, which isn't a problem for most people. Like, that's fine. I like it though. I just wish I had the smaller one. I think the smaller one only has 2 channels though, which is fine if I'm on the road. Okay. See the stuff I do for you guys? You see the stuff? Do you see? A lot of work. A lot of work goes into what I do. If anybody wants to send me a YoloBox Mini for the expo, I would be in love. My buddy Kova's like, why don't you just get yourself a Mevo? Thought about it. I just don't like the quality coming out of the Mevo. I don't think it's that good. Everybody that's using it, I mean, it's convenient. It's definitely convenient. But I don't know. I don't like the quality. I don't love the quality. And I need a box that'll at least last me for an hour. And right now, I'm literally watching it drop down. It's at 96% now. Like, I need it to at least give me an hour or 2. What wireless keyboard are you using for your MacBook right now? I don't use a keyboard at all for my MacBook, because I prefer the actual keyboard and the trackpad of the MacBook. So I don't use anything now. I still have my old MacBook keyboards, you know, the Magic keyboards. I still have those. I just don't use them. This one right here is for this computer behind me. This is just a cheap microphone, cheap keyboard I got from Amazon. But what it has on it is it has a dedicated trackpad, and there's a little USB hub that I pop into the computer. So, and it's super low profile, which is what I like about it. I can just pick it up and go anywhere. I have Mevos, only 1080p. I don't mind the 1080p. I don't love the sensor. It just, I don't know, something about it. Just every time I've seen a Mevo, I haven't truly been impressed. But I love the convenience of them. I do. But if I can just get myself a ATEM Mini, it's not ATEM Mini, but a YoloBox Mini sitting right on top, game changer. Game changer. Oh, Matt, I'm leaving now, buddy. But thank you for hanging out. Obviously Mevo is crap compared to the ATEM. We know that. That is 100% correct. That is one thing I will say about the ATEM. The 1080p that comes out of the ATEM is some of the best 1080p you will ever use. The compression for streaming is hands down, the best compression on the market. I will say that about the ATEM. I would run stuff on the ATEM with this is before I upgraded my internet, and it was crap. It was crap internet, and this thing would still put out a beautiful, beautiful picture. Whatever compression tools they're using, some of the best out there. I will definitely say that. Still requires a cam with the ATEM, all about preference. Well, I'm literally using an A7 IV. So when I go to these conventions, I'm taking my A7 IV with me. It would be great to just be able to stream with it too. So that's my only thing. But yeah, the Mevo is a good product. But I want a piece of software or a piece of hardware that while I'm streaming, even if the internet is starting to act up, so it's buffering or recompressing my video feed, that it is recording the real feed to the camera. I don't want a overly distorted, buffered picture to repost. Does the Mevo do that? Sorry, someone's at my door. Because that's a question. That's what I care about. Because I know, and don't get me wrong, this guy doesn't do it either, but I can record to the SD card right from my camera, and I can record for 2 hours. The Mevos do? All right. I think Mevos are what, $500, give or take? What are they costing nowadays? Yeah, look, I'm at 93% on this YoloLive. And I don't believe there's a way to change the battery. Nope. Can't replace it. 93%. 300? 300? Where are you getting 300 from? I'm like, send me that link. Every time I looked at them, they've said like 500. Hold on. All right. On Mevo camera. Because I'm assuming that these are this one comes with the case. See, $375, $329. Why are the prices so all over the place? This one I can get tomorrow. Yeah, I don't understand why the pricing is all over the place, though. That's what I'm confused about. I'm gonna weigh in on. I'm gonna weigh some options there. PJ in the building, what's going on, fam? Good to see you, man. Wes Wonder says, what would you use ATEM YoloLive for a live meeting? Oh, I already answered, Wes. So hopefully you were there. Literally like 5 minutes ago. I went real detailed with it. So check it out. Yeah. But Kylie's right though. ATEM with an external audio mixer. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's what I spent the entire year of the pandemic was with a with an ATEM and a mixer, an outbound mixer the entire year. But I do like the YoloLive too. I need to have some option for what I'm doing for a retailer, Hollywood DJ, that you just mentioned. The Hollywood DJ has a gig bar move case. I'll have to talk to him about that because that's who's sending me out to Atlantic City is Hollywood DJ. So I'm glad that somebody's mentioning them So it doesn't look like it's some weird thing that I'm like, hey, I'm using Hollywood DJ. And they're like, who, how much they paying you, bro? I'm like, oh, please don't. The first place I ever went, was Hollywood DJ. So in LA, there is a downtown district, and this is like in the slums of LA. And it is like it's literally called the DJ district. And you pull in, and it's two sides of the street for like a city block, maybe a city block and a half. And it's all DJ stuff. All DJ stuff. So as you walk through, it's like a swap meet almost. People are like, oh, how much they offered for you over there? I'll give it to you for $50 less. Oh, I'll do this. If you buy this, I'll give you, and it's like that whole thing that, and I ended up buying some trash stuff, some trash stuff. But this is where you learn. This is where you learn. You sharpen your teeth. But Hollywood DJ has always been like kind of like the one there that had the most reputation. Everything else was kind of fly by night. But I bought multiple TV cases from them. This was before like the internet was a thing. And it's funny because even the person I talked to, he's like, oh, that place? Oh yeah, we don't really like it's there, but they don't care. All their stuff is all online now. My wife hates. You're right. The wife does. I never take the wife there. They are playing CT show in the streets right now. I hope not. Oh man, let me take a look at Hollywood. I haven't even been to their site. I actually have to call him today to see. The only reason why I'm even entertaining Hollywood DJ, because they've been around forever. I'm always transparent with people, because when I talk to them, besides, and there's one other company that I've talked. I mean, I've worked with Zounds too. Zounds is great. They're limited in what they can do, but they're great. I went to GearFest, and that was great. They're just known for what they do, and people so they don't need what they don't need. Let me go here. Here's Maui 28s in stock. It's amazing to me that they're still selling the 1,000 for this price, and it's selling. That's what's crazy. We'll pay in stock 7 units. I like how they tell you exactly how many units they have and ready to be shipped. 2-day shipping is free. Okay. So, what we're looking at? Gig bar case. In stock, 5 units ready to be shipped. All right. I might have to have them send me one. I mean, based upon the design here, it looks like it's pretty form fitting. So I'm hoping it doesn't add too much width to it. Okay. So Hollywood DJ I'm going to be working with, but what I liked about them was they were very upfront. They were honest. They were telling me what they could do, what they wouldn't do, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, great. And then the one thing that I really did love about them, they're like, so what we can do is we can do like incentive sales for people that buy from you. So like I can create like custom packages with like extra things thrown in as a deal. And nobody else has offered that to me. So that alone, I was like, okay, because I don't want to just be like, oh, this is sponsored by this, and there's no value added, because I'm not, they're always like affiliate links. I'm like, I don't care about that. Don't get me wrong, I care to make money, but I want to add value to anybody using my links. If it's just a link that's going to go to the same place and add the same price, yeah, it's great if you can help me, but it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. So that's why I'm liking what's happening so far, and they've been on the up and up so far. So I have no issues with them yet. Nice yet. uh, yeah, that's what they're gonna do. set up an Alpha squad with soft case. Yeah, so I'm gonna ask him this to see if they'll send me one for at least for a review, for the travel case. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. It is now 12:48. It is definitely time for me to go. But I do appreciate everybody for hanging out as always. You guys are amazing. And, you're the reason that I keep coming back. You're the reason that my wife's like, are you going to get off of the TV? You're the reason. So I thank you. If you have any more questions, y'all, you know what to do. This will be, there will be no show next week because I will be doing a wedding in Montana. And that's a fly day. That's a fly day. So maybe, but I might do one on Friday. I got nothing on Friday. Mixmaster G in the building. What is going on, fam? Good to see you. So maybe I'll do it on Friday. I might do it on Friday. I got to see. So maybe I will bring this with me. I got to call them. Because I know Mevo is not trying to talk to people. They're now owned by Logitech. So it's too hard to get to them. I need to stream my arrival. Friday is a COVID day. COVID doesn't own the whole day. I can go on after him. You know, and then COVA's like what, 1 to 3 Pacific Standard Time, and I'm in Montana, so I think that is Central. So if I go on at say 9 and go like 9 to 11, which would be 11 to 1 my time, I could even go 11 to 2. I had to think of Central. We can work around it. And he understands. Sometimes the situation is the situation. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you only have the time you have. So yeah, and we understand each other. So I'll work it out. But yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Live from Montana. I heard the view is wonderful. Everything is beautiful there. I think on Thursday when I get in, I think I'm going to be doing some if I get in early enough, I'm going to be doing some horseback riding. I've ridden a horse before, so I don't want anybody to think that I haven't. But, you know, I don't know. So we'll see. It should be fun. I've never been to Montana. So that'll because I've been to Utah, Colorado. But yeah, no Montana, no Idaho, no Iowa. Never been to any of those. We'll see. Anyway. Country. So, Mixmaster G, this is a great question. Because I even asked them. I just had my meeting with them last week, and I'm like flat out like, just making sure, you know, do I need to have country music ready or whatever? Especially since I'm doing karaoke on Friday night. I'm like, do I need to have country karaoke? She's like, nope. I just love Montana. But all of my friends are coming from California or New York, so they're normal people. It is the epitome of a destination wedding. I have no interest in going. Most people don't have interest in going to Montana. They don't. But, you know, lately, last year, I hit a lot of places I'd never gone before. So because of all the travel. So anyway, it should be a good time. I'm renting from a company out there for all of my gear, and fortunately, the guy knows me, so he gave me a good deal on the rental. I didn't ask him for any deal, but he gave me a good deal on the rental, and so I have no problem with that. You and Kova can go live together. We went live last time. It was a great show. That live show. Like it made me almost think like, God, it'd be great if we lived closer to one another. Because it was a great show. I think it was a great show. So, yeah, let's see here. So right now, I don't know when I turned it on, maybe 10 minutes ago. I'm an 81%. I need this to last me at least an hour. At least an hour. I can't believe I'm going to probably buying a Mevo. Damn it. I'm trying to get away from buying a Mevo. Because that's one more camera that I'm going to have to take with me. See? I do the same thing that you guys do. I'm pondering what to bring. Honestly, though, the Mevo is great, but like, if I could just get a YoloBox Mini, how much is those? I think I'm doing the same thing. In all honesty. Where did my Amazon box go? Oh, and I have this Samson speaker I'm going to be reviewing too. YoloBox Mini. So the YoloBox Mini is $559. It's actually not much higher, and I know the quality I'm going to get from that one. So, yeah, I might end up with this guy. Well, not this guy, but this guy. DJ I Renew says, don't buy what? Don't buy a YoloLive? I literally have a YoloLive. Are you telling me the YoloLive Mini is so bad that I should not buy it, even though I know this one? Or are we talking about the Mevo? Let me know which one you're talking about. Oh, you came in late. I still have it. I only use, the YoloLive they sent me to review. So I've been using it, but it's a really good box. It is a really good, what it does is very, very good. And they keep updating it and updating the software, and it's making it even better. But I don't know what's better, having multiple cameras or having this one and being able to record directly. I think it's this one. And the ATEM is great. What happened with me was I stopped doing 1080p recordings. Mixmaster. That's what happened to me. So I used to use the ATEM for all of my YouTube stuff. And what I would do is I would have my overhead and my straightaway, and then maybe a computer with like Serato built in. And then when I hit record on the ISO, it records each stream independently, but they're all linked up and they're all tied together. So it made my edits really, really fast. The problem was it only did a maximum of 1080p. So when I got my A7 IV and I started, shooting everything in 4K, I could not zoom in and get good quality. That was my issue. So like, say for instance, this one, it wouldn't be so bad, if when I zoom or zoom out, it would be that crisp. But obviously we all know once you shoot something, you're limited to the resolution you shoot it in. Don't say you're going to buy something because the wife watched the show. The things I'm talking about, nobody needs to buy. Wives, if you're listening to the show, he does not need to buy anything. This is only for me. Yeah. So PJ, that's basically what happened. So now I just take my cards out of my cameras, throw them into the MacBook Pro, and in Final Cut, I just hit sync and it takes the microphone, audio syncs them perfectly, throws them into a multicam clip. It's great. The multicam in Final Cut is better than any multicam software out there. Better. I've used it on Adobe. I've used it on what is the DaVinci Resolve, and there is nothing as seamless as Final Cut's multicam. I don't know. Yeah, I know they do, Kylie, but it's not worth my time. Is it really that hard for me to just pop a SD card out? Is it really that complicated? It was probably more before I got my MacBook Pro 14, because the SD card reader makes it easy now. Now I don't have to make sure I have my SD card reader in the bag. If I forget it, I'm screwed. I can just pop it in now. Anyway, all right. Multicam is definitely a time saver. Definitely a time saver, especially for stuff that we do, you know. And one of the tricks, PJ, I will tell you, when you're doing Serato stuff, right? And let's say you do Serato stuff and you plug in the visuals, and you know there's no sound not in Serato. There's no sound coming from your computer. It's not reading it. So I'm gonna you probably know this, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway. Hold on. Then I definitely got to get off this call. All right. We don't care about that. Okay. So, in QuickTime, you know, if you right click on QuickTime and then you can do all this stuff. If I do a new movie recording, right? Let's say I do a new movie recording and it's popping up. I did not want that one. Hold on. Screen record. Sorry. I do a new screen record. Okay. You can obviously, you know, select where you want to record at. Let's say I want to record this part right here and hit enter. And now you have your recording box here. Now it is recording. But if we go back to new screen record, go to not options. Where's this stupid thing at? There it is. Sorry. Under options, you can set all of these things. So microphone, you know, Serato video, auto, MacBook. This is one of those stupid card readers I have to remove. So make sure this is activated right here. Because once it's activated, when you record, it's going to record. When you record, it's going to record your audio. And then when you pull it in to your camera, now you can sync up everything. And now your visuals from your computer will also be synced up. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Your audio. And then when you pull it in to your camera, now you can sync up everything. And now your visuals from your... Like so. Mevo has as a multicam record to all cams. Oh no, yeah, but it requires multicam, multiple cameras. I'm not bringing multiple cameras. They don't. I'm still going to think about exactly what I'm going to do here, in all honesty, because I want the ability. I don't know if it's easier to have one small little ATEM or one small little YOLO live or one extra camera. Now that I need it needs its own stand, it needs its own stuff. Now I have to do potentially two stands. It's a lot more work. What's going on? Ask. For every DJ who loves a product service, there are 10 who say it's trash. Yeah, this is true. Who is great value? Brandon Mergoza and the product. I'll take Mac over Windows any day, but I do love me a print screen button. Well, there is a print screen button. We have that in Mac too. You know, Command Shift 3 or 4. 3 does the whole screen. 4 does whatever you select. I think they stole that from Mac. Do a spotty airplane Wi-Fi show next week. We'll join all 50 live streams. You'll have to start. Maybe next time. All right. All right. Okay. That's it. I've done enough. I've talked enough. It's time for me to go. I've been on for too long. 3 hours is long enough. Thank you guys for hanging out. Remember, next week it's going to be different. So it may be on Friday, unless the signal's quality is crap. I already asked the client, how is the signal quality, period. Because we're going to be like, you know, in a barn or whatever. It's a nice hotel. It's like, because it's a destination. So it's like all of the amenities are there. But I'm like, is there internet in the room? Because if there is no internet, it's going to change how I do things. Anyway. So that's about it for me. Yeah, 71%. It'll probably give me 45 minutes on this thing, but I can't put this on my camera because it's too heavy, too big. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the latecomers. I appreciate you as always, for even stopping by to say hello. If I don't talk to you, there will be at least 2 videos. Talking to myself here. At least 2 videos that are coming out next week. And one's coming out on my anniversary, which is the 1st, but should be a good time. Make sure before you leave, you hit that like button. I'm looking at the likes. Not enough likes for the amount of people that are here. So make sure you hit that like on your way out. All right, y'all. I will see you guys later when I'm not flying Spirit. I'm not flying Spirit. Don't worry about it. I'd rather take a bus. I'm flying into Philadelphia and I'm going to take a bus to into Atlantic City. That's how much I won't fly Spirit. All right, y'all. Enjoy your day. I got to go say happy birthday to my son. See you soon. Peace out. Have good parties if you're going to have them. All right. Peace out.